Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and I figure since I reviewed the first 4 Alien films, or re-reviewed them, because the last time I reviewed them was 5 years ago, why not do a re-review of Alien vs. Predator, or AVP. I did that because I hate that fucking thing. If you didn't hear that, that's me going, ugh. I remember I saw this when it came out in theaters back in 2004 and being very disappointed in it. Because it's directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. Now, I know a lot of people hate him. Believe me, I can understand it. Because I hate his ass now. All his fucking Resident Evil movies and other shit. But I like Mortal Kombat. I still like Mortal Kombat. I still do to this day. I really enjoy Event Horizon. Soldier grew on me. It did grow on me, I will admit. Soldier did grow on me. Sort of wishy-washy on it. I don't think it's fantastic. I don't think it's great. But it's grown on me. I will put Soldier above this. At least for Kurt Russell being a badass. Now, if you had a guy like Kurt Russell in this, then it'd be worth a shit. But that's one of the big problems with the movie, which I'll get to. At least Soldier has Kurt Russell being a badass. But I remember seeing this in the theater, and when the Predator and the human are going slow-mo, I'm thinking of Baywatch. And that song, gonna need somebody to save me. Or where the fuck the lyrics are. I don't remember the lyrics to Baywatch. Oh, I'm ready. Now, this is, I guess, a 1-disc set. I guess there's a 2-disc because there's a documentary on YouTube of this film where one thing that pissed me off watching that is Paul W.S. Anderson was talking about the Predators. And he was talking about how, well, my problem with the first 2 Predators films is that when you watch them now, it's just a guy in a suit. It's dated. That's why I want to put a lot of armor on it. Well, you Predators look like shit. You want to talk shit about the way the Predators look in the first 2 Predator films? Fuck yourself. Alright? Maybe that's why you Predators look like chunky asses eating butt pie or butt cake, you know, a butt with cake over it. Just chunky ass looking motherfucking Predators that when they take the helmet off, they look like shit. Fuck you, Wild Stallion Anderson. That's why I call him that now. Paul W.S. Wild Stallion Anderson. Go back to fucking your wife with your fucking Resident Evil fucking movies. I'm tired of those fucking movies. And they're making another goddamn one. And I'll say some good things about this. But for that remark, fuck yourself, Paul Wild Stallion Anderson. You're a fuckface. Fuck yourself. Literally take your dick, shove it up your fucking ass, and fuck yourself. Predator 1 and 2 kissed the shit out of this movie. Even if they had a limp dick, they kicked the shit out of this movie. Even if they didn't have the time of day, they kicked the shit out of this movie. Even if they were blind, deaf, and dumb, they kicked the shit out of this movie. You PG-13 fucking ass. And then this bullshit, well, what was it? There was supposed to be the screening, and oh yeah, it was supposed to be rated R, and then what was it? I think one of the writers, or original writers, Peter Briggs or something. I don't think his name's on here. Like, guy who wrote a script a long time ago before this says, I think that's kind of bullshit. And I think it's been found out it is kind of bullshit. It was meant to be PG-13 from the start. And I bet Paul Wild Stallion Anderson didn't even like the Predator films. Because when you listen to him talk about it, and you listen to him talk about the movies or talk about commentary, he always talks about the Alien films, at least the first two. I like the first two Alien films, but I think the first two Predator films are badass. I guess this is a fucking rant. Since I've been ranting. I was going to say some positives. Yeah. I think it's a good looking movie. I think there's some good photography. I think the effects of the aliens are very well done. The xenomorphs, I think, is very well done practical effects when they're there. I thought it had some cool shots. There are some cool shots in the film. When the cloaked predator has his blades out and you only see it because of the blood dripping off it. I like that. A cloaked hand and you just see blood on the blades. I like that. When the ship goes off into this place they're at in Antarctica and you see the cloaked predator ship from like down below. I like that shot. Yes, I do like the slow motion flying face huggers that jump out and grab a woman and she twists and turns around. I like that shot. I think that's a cool shot. I like the shot where the predator takes his thing and splits the face hugger in half. Or grabs a chest burster and breaks his neck. I like that. There's certain ideas I like. I like that it wasn't 100% CGI. There's a good mix of practical effects. I like the idea of the alien queen being frozen and then she's risen up and woken up. I like the look of the frozen xenomorph, the alien queen, and I like that idea. That she's been chained and frozen up and then put back up just to deposit eggs so that when people have gone in there, they're pretty much cattle. They're pretty much there so that the aliens can get in them, the face huggers, and they breed, and then the predators come down to hunt them. Sort of, they're teenagers, at least that's what this... Well, in the unrated cut, which there's nothing to it. There's nothing to the unrated cut. Just a scene at the beginning of the film where it's in 1904 and you just see a guy get chased a little bit by a predator and a couple of little instances of dialogue where even, the lead Sanaa Lathan, I'm not sure how to say her name, says, what, they're teenagers? But there are ideas I like. I like the fact that you have the xenomorph that's so badass it kills two predators, but he gets this net thing on him, and then the acid bleeds through, so it's able to get out and kill the second predator. And there's a way to differentiate that alien from the others with this grid pattern on its head. I like that idea. Okay, that's an alien that we can tell that's the one, because the aliens, you could pretty much say they look the same. But I like that, okay, that one is specific. I like that idea. They don't go further with it. I mean, from like the 30-minute mark to about the hour mark, it's like a decent time waster because that's when shit's actually going on that's kind of worth a crap. And the fact that, yeah, the predators fucking up people up top. And I know they didn't skin anybody because of PG-13, but I figure, well, that's something they do for trophies, I would think. And they're not there to collect trophies. They're there to do this ritual bullshit. If they kill an alien, they can go further into adulthood or whatever the fuck it was. But they fuck up the humans and up on top of the surface. Then I think you see a xenomorph at like the 50-minute mark. I'm not talking about the alien queen who's chained up. I'm talking about an actual xenomorph. I think it's like the 50-minute mark. And this film is an hour and 40 minutes technically, but really it's about 12 minutes of credits. So it's really 88 minutes. An hour and 28 minutes. Now think about that. Without the end credits, it's an hour and 28 minutes. I'm not talking about the unrated version, because the unrated version ain't worth shit. There's nothing to the unrated version. There's nothing to it. This is false advertising. More violence, more action, more intense battles. Is that false advertising? None of that is the extra footage. What, the very first 1904 was just a guy, oh, there's a predator. False advertising. But yet studios take it away. I should be able to sue their ass for this shit. False advertising. Well, when the film came out, it wasn't false advertising. Whoever wins, we loses. Yeah, the audience. You got that right. There's a lot. I mean, there are stuff that I like about it. I mean, from the 30-minute mark to an hour mark, I'm like, okay, you got xenomorphs that look cool, and you got an alien versus predator fight, which I like. Yeah, people say it's a little too WWE, WWF. But I had fun. I think it's a fun fight. But it's pretty much the only fucking fight in the movie. Yeah, I know there's the fight between the predator and the human versus the alien queen, but the CGI alien queen, I didn't care for the CGI alien queen. I didn't care for the effects in that scene, and it was mainly just didn't care for it. Maybe I'll get to it, but there's a lot of cons in this film. There's a lot of stuff that makes this film disappointing. I mean, first off, the cast sucks badly. The characters suck badly. I know we don't know. Well, it's an Alien vs. Predator film. You're not going in for the characters. You know, I could see that if you had more Alien versus Predator. If you had more of this, I could understand your point. But the fucking director even admits that he wanted to do a slow burn like Alien. And in a way, Aliens and Predator have had slow burns. But there's a difference. They have great cast of characters and dialogue. You remember dialogue in Alien? Hey, we want to talk about the bonus situation. You remember Parker and Brett and Dallas. You remember Aliens. Maybe I've been keeping up with current events, but we just got our ass kicked, pal. We got our asses kicked, pal. Game over, man. Game over. What the fuck we gonna do now? What are we gonna do? Keep this out for Close Encounters. You remember stuff from Predator? I ain't got time to bleed. If it bleeds, I can kill it. You don't remember a fucking dialogue. The only dialogue you have in this movie is they find something that this is like the goofy motherfucker said, Finding Moses DVD collection. Find yourself in an airlock and go the fuck out, please. The cast sucks. If you're doing a slow burn and you're with this lame fuck, duck fuck of a cast of characters, then it doesn't matter. What the fuck you do? You're just waiting for the alien and predator to show up and kick some ass. That's why Aliens and Alien Predator work. You're fine. To be honest, if I saw a movie with that cast and the Predator or Alien didn't show up, first off, I'd be like, well, wow, the title lied. But I'm like, hey, I like this group of characters. I want to see what happens next. I want to see what they did beforehand. What were other missions that the Commando team and Predator did, the rescue team? The Marines and Aliens, what other missions did they go? What other bug hunts did they go on? That's what makes them work. And then when the aliens or Predators show up, it's even better. And then Predator 2 did it a different way, but it still had a great cast. It said, fuck it. 5 minutes, here's your action, here's the Predator. It's a roller coaster, kick-ass ride. Badass ride. Predator 2 wipes his ass with AVP, assholes versus penises. This shit, I mean, I think before I saw that documentary, I was less mad about it. But when I heard Paul Wildstein and Anderson talking about, well, the first two, it's a man in a rubber suit. Fuck you predators. Wipe your ass in fucking Mila Jovovich's nose and then wipe her ass on your nose. Wildstein and Anderson, go fuck yourself and have your wife go fuck you. Have your wife strap a fucking studded dildo up your ass, Paul Wildstein Anderson. Nowadays, you're a fucking hack. And I'm the guy that liked your earlier films. There are other people who say you've always been a hack. So you fucking cast character sucked ass. You fucking acting is not that good, especially Sanaa Lathan. Her character is, and her acting is, ooh, I broke the nail. Dead weight. Especially when you listen to her on the commentary, she doesn't know jack shit about the Alien or Predator films, you can tell. And there's a scene where it's like, where's my burger? In your mouth! Now shut the fuck up and let Lance Henriksen and the director talk. Jesus Christ. She had nothing to offer on the commentary. She has nothing to offer in this movie. She's fucking dead weight. She's supposed to be tough. Yeah, as tough as fucking Tinkerbell. In fact, Tinkerbell has more toughness than this bitch. And yeah, I say bitch, because I don't like her, so fuck the bitch. She's a horrible, one of the worst lead characters in either franchise. One of the fucking worst. Up there with Noomi Rapace, because I hate her ass in Prometheus, and Adrian Brody, I hated his ass in fucking Predators. They suck ass. Sanaa Lathan is supposed to be tough. Oh, she's a climber. She's a rock climber. She leads expeditions. She can't lead her way to the fucking bathroom. Sanaa Lathan sucks. And she sucked in this movie at least. And her character sucked. Her acting sucked. You didn't buy her as tough. Fucking Milo. Actually, I haven't seen My Little Pony. I tried to watch one because there's guys who like them, and I couldn't get into it. But I can't remember it, so I'd be lying. But I would fucking take a guess that there's My Little Ponies that are tougher than this. What can I say? I'm more of a Ninja Turtles guy. That's My Little Pony, Ninja Turtles. See, I even got a pillow right here. I'd rather talk about that. But getting back to this, I mean, so the cast and crew, well, can't say the crew. The cast and characters and dialogue suck. The plot sucks. Now, taking place in Antarctica, okay, it's a different location in the snow. But you don't have aliens in the snow. Because it's underground in the pyramid shit. I would not have minded seeing aliens in the snow. Okay. Maybe be on another planet that's filled with snow. But one person made an interesting thing that the other alien films, it was such a big thing. Don't let them get to Earth. Even if it wasn't sad, that was sort of in the back of your head. And here, in these two AVP films, man, they're on Earth. It's like, well, we can maintain. Hell, in this one, they've been on Earth a lot of times because the Predator comes back each time to make more aliens and fucking hunt. But the plot part that I hate is this pyramid, ancient time shit. Where you see the backstory of these people in pyramids look like it's in Egypt or shit, but I guess here it's Antarctica because there's a pyramid under here. And they respect them as gods, the Predators, and offer sacrifices. And I'm watching, I keep seeing these pyramids. I'm like, this isn't fucking Stargate. Okay, it's not fucking Stargate. Stop with this pyramid shit. This backstory shit. Oh, I was talking about characters. I only mentioned the lead girl. Horribly miscast. Just terrible. You have exposition guy with a heavy accent who was on a dig and found a fucking Pepsi bottle cap that he literally wears. And there's a scene where the guy gets taken, and the lead girl looks at the necklace, and it's a Pepsi bottle cap, and she's looking at it with a straight face with remorse, like, my friend. But as the audience, we're looking at a Pepsi bottle cap. It's laughable. Then you have the goofy motherfucker who won't talk. He stops. He keeps talking about his fucking camera. Let's take a picture for my kids. He looks goofy. He sounds goofy. He is goofy. Because he's supposed to be like a comic relief, but he's not fucking funny. Lance Henriksen is Charles Bishop Weyland, sort of the guy who's a billionaire, and he made robotics, and you get the idea that years and years and years down the road, they kind of made the Bishop android in his image, in his honor. I like Lance Henriksen, but he has nothing to do. He's just taking a paycheck. He has nothing to do. It's just, hey, there's something in Antarctica. We're going there. Sanaa Lathan says, no, I'm not leading because it's too soon, too quick. Then she does. And Lance Henriksen's character is sick. And then he makes his little flamethrower against the Predator. Predator doesn't like that. Kills Lance Henriksen in PG-13 fashion because he's fucking PG-13. And even though none of the Alien or Predator films before or since have been PG-13, yeah, let's make it PG-13. Because the Alien Predator films have never been $100 million hits. I mean, Predator 2 didn't do well, which that sucks. And Alien Resurrection didn't do well, which I'm glad for that. And in case people ask, stop asking me which is worse, something or Alien 3. I'm always going to say Alien 3, just no matter how much hate I give this, it did not take the fucking STD-ridden cock and stick it up James Cameron's film Aliens' ass. Hashtag fuck Alien 3. But it's still a disappointing movie. There's still a lot you could do. There's still a lot you could do with Alien versus Predator. I don't know what the deal is. Have a fucking planet, have aliens, have predators, have fucking marines with guns. Have a badass in the lead. Get a guy that we know. I'm fine with that. Get a badass. I don't give a fuck if it's Carl Urban or Thomas Jane or an older guy. Get fucking Kurt Russell. Get fucking Sylvester Stallone. Get fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme and wake him the fuck up so he's not dead eyes. Get fucking Dolph Lundgren. I don't care who, older, younger, whatever. Take a pick. Pick one. Yeah, get Michael Biehn back. Say he's a fucking relative or ancestor of Hitch's brother or something. Hitch had a twin brother. I don't give a fuck. Just something. But anyway. Stuff that I didn't like. I talked about the cast. Talked about the plot, the pyramid shit. It's too slow. It got too boring. Because, again, it's going for a slow build. But what makes those other films work is you like the cast, you like the characters, you like the dialogue, you like everything that's going on. You don't have that in this. So you're waiting for the alien and predator to show up. The predators show up sooner, and I hate the way they look. They look like chunky-ass motherfuckers with all this armor and shit, and then predators... Predator 1 and 2, they looked slim. I know it's because Kevin Peter Hall played both of them, but they just look like chunky-ass motherfuckers. They just look fat. And even when you take the helmet off, they look awful. The musical score is a pile of nothing. I don't even remember who did the musical score. Who the hell did the score? Does it even say on here? Harold Closer. I don't know who the fuck that is. Didn't give a fuck about the score. You have about 30 minutes of build-up. Yeah, there's a lot of references to the other films. You have Lance Henriksen doing the pen thing like you would see in Aliens, or you saw in Aliens with the knife. The first scene, you think it's an alien queen from the back, but it's a satellite. Whoop-de-fucking-do. References doesn't make a good movie. And then by the time Predator actually fights an alien, it's, I swear, I want to say it's an hour in. No, not an hour. It's about 55 minutes in, I want to say. I want to say it's about the... I'm talking about the theatrical cut, because the uncut version, who gives a shit? It's like 7-8 minutes of footage that's not worth a shit. The theatrical cut that they release, 88 minutes long, without the end credits. I'm trying to think. It probably is about 55 minutes in before the alien and Predator actually fight. 55 minutes in an 88-minute movie. That was bad as fucking Al Pacino's 88 minutes. I mean, okay, but you don't have just one fight. I like the fight, but it's just one fucking fight. Then afterward, okay, you don't have this xenomorph that's a badass that takes 2 predators out. Now make your predator, the last remaining one, a badass. Have him have 3 or 4 predators. 3 or 4 xenomorphs and take them all out. There's 4 of them. He's taking one out, taking one out, taking one out. No. The one that's remaining, he does a couple things. He kills a facehugger, splits it in half. There's a xenomorph. He cuts it without looking. The front part of his face falls off. But then stupidly, he takes off his helmet so that, because he's doing this thing, which, do later on your helmet, then a facehugger fucked him up, so you know what's coming at the end. Well, because they're new. Well, just because you're new doesn't mean you have to be a fucking moron. And then what else did he do? The exposition guy, because that's all he's there for, is exposition. What's this? Have this guy come in and tell you by exposition. Exposition of the pyramids, exposition of ancient civilization, exposition of what happened. Oh, really, Scott Prometheus? Haha, this film did it before. I'm not going to say better, because I think both films suck ass, but... And I would, at the end of the day, say this does suck ass, because there's a couple stuff that I can watch it for. That's why I have the DVD. I bought it cheap. I'm like, hey, I can watch the fight, and I can watch some of the good photography, fast forward through shit, but it doesn't make a good movie. But then the Predator doesn't really do much, and even the Grid Alien doesn't do much after that. The Predator gets in a fight, but then it's not even a fight. The alien pushes him, goes to Sanaa Lathan. She takes this thing and stabs the xenomorph. And then the human and Predator team up. And I always hated that shit. I know there are comic books, Dark Horse comics, that had the Predator and human teaming up. I've never liked that. I've never liked the teaming up shit. I've never liked that. Never. And it definitely did not work in this film. If you had a great director and writer and story, maybe, but no. Then you just have the Predator gets his weapon, he shoots 2 or 3 of them. The Grid Alien gets his other ones, and they free the Queen. And the fucking CGI Queen. They get to the steep after all this shit and finding Sanaa Lathan's buddy and having to shoot him and all these eggs and throwing a bomb and oh shit, we gotta escape and here we gotta get out. And Sanaa Lathan, you one ugly mother. Can't say fuck her. Because she said it once already, previously, where she says, you know, with the bomb, hope it kills fucking all of them or something like that. Why the fuck do you use the F word on that? Why don't you use it for ugly motherfucker, which is the big line in the first two Predator movies? You don't save your fuck for that. You save it for another lame line. That's what makes Paul W.S. Anderson an idiot for making this movie. And I do blame him because he fucking wrote it and directed it. I mean, people hated his ass from the beginning. To me, this is the start of his fucking downfall. I mean, I like Death Race with Jason Statham. I like that film more than this film. But fucking Three Musketeers, gives a fuck about that movie. Resident Evils, I know he directed one, and I think one of the sequels, the fourth one or whatever, and then he's doing the new one, the final chapter. Then they escape. The whole thing blows up with some, you know, a lot of CGI usage, and then Alien Queen, which I will admit, there's some practical in there, but there's a lot of CG as well. Oh yeah, I know James Cameron is a fan of this movie. Yes, I remember there's an interview with Anchor News from like 2005, 2006, where he says he thought it was pretty good. He liked it a lot. Yeah, of course, because you're making Titan Avatar shit now. You're not the James Cameron of the fucking back in the day. You're Jimmy Tammy. Yeah, I love Aliens to death, but I'm not kissing James Cameron's ass. I'm sorry. This is not pretty good. And then you have just a lame fight. I thought the fight at the end was lame. I mean, you got CGI Alien Queen. You got Sanaa Lathan stabs it a bit. She hides in. The Predator leaps and puts a spear through almost looks like the head of the Queen. They both tie it to this big thing that's going to go over this cliff. The Predator gets hit by a tail. And then, you know, they push it and the Alien Queen falls to the ocean and goes down and down to the dark depths of the water. Then all the predators that look like shit come up and, hey, give her the weapon. And then the last shot, the Pred alien chest burster comes out. I don't know why the predators would not look and scan the shit, because they have all that fucking technology. You think they wouldn't scan the shit to see what's going on, but what the fuck do I know? I don't write movies. Even if I wrote it, Hollywood would still say fuck off, I'm sure. We can't get the William Gibson Alien 3 strip, but we can get strips like this made. So yeah, I mean, I didn't mean for this to go on for half an hour, over half an hour, fuck. So to wrap it up, are there some positives of light? The xenomorphs, the look of them, I like it. I like some ideas, the grid alien pattern on the xenomorph to make it separate. Some cool looking shots. I like the slow-mo face hugger thing. I like the blood that's on the cloaked blade of the Predator. I like the fight. I like some of the photography when they're going down the tunnel. Okay, taking place in Antarctica, which, although it kind of defeats the purpose of the whole predators are attracted to heat and conflict, I thought that was the point. Of course, people would say, well, it's different here because they're training. But still, I thought they were attracted to heat and conflict. You would think if they're attracted to heat and conflict, they were trained in heat and conflict. But also the whole, well, fuck, these people get face hugged and then the chest burster comes out in like 2 minutes. Of course, people would say, well, the Predator's genetically engineered. The movie doesn't say that, though. You just have to make it up. But the movie doesn't say it. With all the fucking exposition that the guy who had the heavy accent, who I thought he sucked too, he said so much exposition, but you couldn't fit that in. It's like, well, we can't wait for hours So just put it in and we'll make something up in case people ask. Same with the beginning of Alien 3. Why were there face huggers? Just put it in there and we'll make some shit up later. Now we just won't explain it. Even though we explain all this other shit, the one that people are going to ask, let's not explain that. But hey, what the fuck do I know? Anyway, AVP, assholes versus penises. Yeah, it's pretty disappointing. There's some good points I gave. It's still just as disappointing as when I saw it back in 2004. You had your chance and you blew it. And then the sequel. You know, I don't even know which is better anymore between those two. I used to say the second one. I don't know. I should just watch Alien and Aliens and Predator 2. But stay tuned for my review of Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. Yeah. The problem with those two, they both have shitty casts and shitty characters and shitty dialogue and pretty shitty scripts. That's the big problem between the two. That has a PG-13 rating. That is so lit, so fucking poorly you can't see shit. But the big problem is, you need to give a fuck about people. It helps. Just saying. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.